I stood in the driveway holding a rent bill while my parents handed my brother car keys with a smile. They called it fair, they called me ungrateful when I questioned it. But the night I packed my bags and left a note behind, the silence that followed changed everything. My name is Lauren. And I learned early that love in my house came with invoices. You're 18 now, my mom said, sliding a paper across the table. It's time you learn responsibility. I stared at it. Is this rent? My dad nodded. It's not a punishment, it feels like one. I said quietly. My mom sighed. Don't start. I work full-time, I said. And you live here? She replied. Nothing is free. Tyler walked in late, headphones around his neck. What's this? Adult stuff, my dad said, smiling at him. You'll understand later. Tyler shrugged. Glad it's not me. Everyone laughed. I smiled because silence felt safer. That became the rhythm. I paid to stay. Tyler stayed to be supported. You should be grateful, my mom said when I questioned the amount. I am, I replied. You don't sound like it, she said. I worked extra shifts. I skipped dinners out. I handed over envelopes every month. Like proof I deserved my bed. You're building character, my dad said. Tyler failed a class that year. It's okay, my mom told him. College is stressful. I missed a payment once because my hours were cut. This is unacceptable. My dad said, we raised you better. I apologized. At dinner one night, Tyler complained. My car is acting weird. We'll look into it, my mom said. I asked, can I get a break on rent this month? My dad frowned. Why? I had a medical bill, I said. That's life, my mom replied. Tyler laughed. Guess adulthood sucks. I nodded. Guess so. When relatives visited, my mom said, Lauren is very independent. They smiled. When they left, she added, don't get lazy. I tried harder. I always tried harder. One evening, I asked my dad, why doesn't Tyler pay anything? He's not ready, my dad said. I wasn't ready either. I replied, you're stronger, he said. You can handle it. That sentence followed me for years. The night before Tyler's birthday, I overheard whispers. Do you think he'll like it? My mom asked. He'll love it, my dad replied. What is it? I asked, stepping in. They froze. You'll see tomorrow, my mom said too quickly. The next afternoon, we stood in the driveway. My dad held out keys. Happy birthday, Tyler. Tyler's eyes widened. No way. My mom hugged him. You deserve it. I clapped. My hands felt numb. Then my mom turned to me and handed me another paper. This is your updated rent, she said. I stared. It went up. Inflation, my dad said. Tyler avoided my eyes. I laughed softly. So he gets a car and I get a bill. Don't be dramatic, my mom said. It's fair, my dad added. How? I asked. You're an adult, my mom said. So is he, I replied. Tyler muttered. I didn't ask for this, my dad snapped. Stay out of it. I felt something crack inside my chest. I just want to understand, I said. You're being ungrateful. My mom replied. I pay to live here, I said. I pay to belong. That's enough, my dad said. I nodded again. That night, I sat on my bed holding the rent paper. My phone buzzed. You okay? My friend Megan texted. I think I finally see it, I replied. See what? She asked. That I was never a daughter here. I typed. I folded the paper carefully. Something inside me had already decided. I stood in the driveway while my dad smiled and held out the keys. Tyler laughed and said, You're serious? My mom clapped her hands. We wanted this to be special. I waited. Congratulations, I said. My mom turned and slid a paper toward me. And this is your updated rent. I stared at the page. Now Dad nodded. It's fair. Tyler looked at the ground. I didn't ask for this, Mom snapped. Stop. I felt heat rise in my chest. How is this fair? Dad sighed. You live here, so does he, I said. Mom replied. He's starting out. I started out too, I said. Dad shook his head. Don't compare, Tyler muttered. Please don't fight. I laughed once. I'm not fighting. I'm asking, Mom said. You're jealous. I'm tired, I replied. Dad raised his voice. You should be grateful for what? I asked. For responsibility, Mom said. I nodded. I pay to belong. Tyler shifted. Can we go? Dad smiled at him. Enjoy your car. I watched them hug. My hands shook. Later, inside, Mom followed me. You embarrassed us. You charged me, I said. You're an adult, she replied. Then treat me like one, I said. She crossed her arms. Adults pay rent, parents don't reward one child, I said. She snapped. Enough. Dad entered. What's wrong now? Everything, I said. He scoffed. You're dramatic. I want equal, I said. Life isn't he, replied. Tyler whispered. I'm sorry. I looked at him. Are you? He didn't answer. In my room. I sat on the bed, the paper lay open. You okay? Megan texted. No, I replied. Come over. She wrote. I stared at the number. You owe this by Friday. Dad called from the hall. I know. I said. My phone buzzed again. This isn't about money, Megan wrote. I know, I typed. I folded the paper slowly, for the first time. I saw it clearly. I wasn't jealous. I was disposable. I lay back and stared at the ceiling. You coming to dinner? Mom asked. No, I said. She paused. Why? I need space, I replied. Don't be difficult, she said. I'm being honest, I replied. Dad knocked. We expect the payment. I heard you, I said. You always push back, he said. I never push, I replied. I pay. Silence answered. Tyler texted. You mad at me? I'm hurt, I replied. I didn't ask for the car, he wrote. You kept it. I typed. No reply. I stood and packed a bag. Where are you going? Mom asked sharply. Out, I said. You can't leave. Dad said, I can, I replied. You're overreacting, Mom said. I've been reacting for years. I said. Tyler appeared in the doorway. Please don't go. I need to, I said. Dad pointed. You owe us. I owe myself, I replied. Mom scoffed. You'll regret this. I regret staying, I said. I stepped past them. In the hallway, Dad called. This is your choice. Yes, I said. Outside. The night air felt cold. Megan pulled up. Get in, she said. I looked back once. The house was quiet. I held the rent paper tight. It wasn't a bill anymore. It was proof. I wasn't family. I was revenue. Megan glanced at me. You okay? No, I said. She nodded. Good. I asked. It means you finally see it, she replied. I leaned back. I feel stupid. You were trained, she said. By my parents, I replied. By favoritism, she said. My phone rang. Answer it. Megan said. I did. Hello, Mom cried. Come back. I can't, I said. We need to talk, she said. We already did, I replied. Dad shouted in the background. You're breaking this family, Mom said. You broke me, I replied. Silence followed. I hung up. Megan squeezed my hand. You did the right thing, she said. It hurts, I replied. Growth does, she said. We drove on. The paper crinkled in my hand. I unfolded it once more. The number stared back. It didn't scare me now. It named the truth. I paid to stay. I left to live. I closed my eyes. Tomorrow would be hard. Tonight was honest. Megan said. You can stay with me, thank you, I replied. We'll figure it out, she said. I nodded. We will. My chest still burned. But for the first time, it wasn't shame. It was resolve. I held the bill once more, then I tore it in half. The pieces fell. I didn't pick them up. One chose myself. For the first time ever, fully. I came back after midnight. The house was quiet. Where did you go? My mom asked from the kitchen. I needed air, I said. My dad folded his arms. Running away won't solve anything. I'm not running, I said. I'm talking. Mom scoffed. Now you want to talk? Yes, I said. Now? Dad pointed at the chair. Sit. I'd rather stand, I replied. Mom shook her head. Always difficult. I pay rent, I said. I earn standing. Dad laughed. There it is. The entitlement. It's not entitlement, I said. It's a pattern. Mom snapped. Don't start that nonsense. Tyler gets gifts, I said. I get bills, Dad said. He's younger, so was I replied. Mom waved me off. You were stronger. That excuse hurts, I said. Dad raised his voice. We did our best. I know, I said. And it wasn't equal, Mom said. Life isn't equal. I'm not asking life, I said. I'm asking you. Silence. Preston. Dad said. You're ungrateful. I'm exhausted, I replied. Mom said. You want praise for paying rent. I want fairness, I said. Dad said. You want special treatment? No, I said. I want to stop begging. Mom laughed. Begging? You're dramatic. I felt my hand stop shaking. I'm calm. Dad frowned. Don't twist this. I'm not, I said. I'm done twisting myself. Mom crossed her arms. What do you want then? I want to leave, I said. Dad barked a laugh. Over a car, over yours, I replied. Tyler appeared in the doorway. Can we not do this? I looked at him. You heard everything, he whispered. I didn't ask for it. You accepted it, I said. Dad snapped. Leave your brother out of this. I won't, I said. He's the center, Mom said. That's cruel, it's honest, I replied. My phone buzzed. Megan? Mom asked. Yes. I said, she listens. Dad scoffed. Friends fill your head. They ask questions, I replied. Mom said, family matters. So do I said. Dad leaned closer. You think you're better than us. I think I'm done pleading. I replied. Mom's voice softened. We love you. Love shouldn't cost rent. I said. Dad said, you owe us. I paid you. I replied. Silence fell again. Mom said, if you leave, don't expect help. I stopped expecting help years ago. I said. Dad said, you'll fail, maybe, I said. But I'll be free. Tyler whispered, please stay. I met his eyes. I can't. I went to my room and closed the door. My hands moved without shaking. I opened a notebook. I wrote, I'm leaving because I matter. I paused, then wrote, this isn't punishment. I added, it's protection. I folded the page carefully. My phone buzzed again. Do you want me to come up? Megan texted. Yes, I typed. I packed clothes quietly. Mom knocked. You're being stubborn. I'm being clear, I said. Dad shouted, this is your choice. Yes, I said. Megan's car headlights swept the window. I lifted my bag. I opened the door. Mom cried. You're tearing us apart. I was already apart, I said. Dad said nothing. I walked past them. Outside, Megan said, you okay? No. I said. She nodded. Good. I looked back once. The house stayed silent. I got in the car. As we drove, I felt grief lift slightly. I didn't know where I was going. I knew where I wasn't staying. Megan said, you're allowed to be angry. I am, I said. I'm just tired. She replied, anger can wait, safety can't. I nodded. Thank you for coming, always, she said. My phone lit again. Come back, Mom texted, we can talk. I typed, we did. Dad called. I declined. Tyler texted, I didn't mean to hurt you. I wrote, I know. I still have to leave, Megan asked. What's the note say? It says I'm choosing myself, I replied. She smiled. That's enough. We parked outside her place. You can stay as long as you need, she said. I won't overstay. I replied, stop renting space in your own life, she said. I laughed quietly inside. I sat on the couch. My chest felt heavy, then lighter. I whispered, I'm done begging. Megan answered, good. I leaned back and closed my eyes. For the first time, sleep felt possible. I breathed slowly. Tomorrow scared me, but staying had scared me longer. I chose uncertainty over silence. I chose myself over permission. That night, in a borrowed room, I finally rested, knowing the begging had ended and my life had quietly begun at last. Now, morning light spilled through Megan's curtains. You slept, Megan said. I finally did. I replied. My phone buzzed. Mom. Megan said, I know, I replied. The screen filled with messages. Come home, we miss you. This is unfair. I typed nothing. You don't know replies. Megan said, I'm learning. I replied. Days passed. Tyler texted, I can't afford gas. I stared. That's not my job. I whispered, you okay? Megan asked. I'm choosing quiet, I replied. A week later, Dad called. Read the note, he said. I wrote it. I replied, you embarrassed us. He said, I told the truth. I replied. Mom took the phone. You could have talked, she said. I did, I replied. You left us, she said. I left a system. I replied. Silence. Bills arrived addressed to Tyler. Mom texted, he is struggling. So was I replied. Megan squeezed my hand. You're steady, she said. I'm tired, I replied. That's healing, she said. I met a counselor. What do you want now? She asked. Peace, I replied. What boundary keeps it? She asked. Distance, I said. At work, my manager said overtime. Yes, I replied. You're reliable, she said. I smiled. One afternoon, Mom showed up. We need to talk. She said, I'm listening, I replied. Dad stood behind her. You owe us respect, he said. I gave it, I replied. Mom said, your brother needs help. He needs responsibility, I replied. Dad scoffed. Not my role. I said. Mom's single quotes S voice softened. We love you. I know, I replied. Then come back, she said. No, I replied. Dad asked, what do you want? Equality, I said. You're punishing us, Mom said. I'm protecting me, I replied. Tyler called then. Please, he said. I can't fix this, I replied. I messed up, he said. I know, I replied. I'm scared, he said. So was I replied. We met weeks later. Dad said, you seem different. I am, I replied. Mom said, we thought rent made you strong. It made me small, I replied. Dad looked away. I won't explain again, I said. Mom nodded. I'm sorry. She said thank you. I replied. I stood. I'm leaving now, I said. Outside, air felt open. Megan asked, how do you feel? Free. I replied. I read the note once more. It said I mattered. I folded it. Walking away didn't give me money. It gave me myself. That night, Megan cooked. You eat, she said. I forgot, I replied. You're allowed, she said. I laughed. My phone buzzed again. Unknown number. Lauren. Dad said, I'm listening. I replied. We talked as a family, he said. Without me, I replied. Mom took the phone. We'll stop charging rent, she said. That's not enough, I replied. What do you want? She asked. Change, I replied. Dad said, you're stubborn. I'm consistent, I replied. Tyler texted. I need advice, start with work. I replied. I'm trying, he wrote. Keep trying, I replied. Weeks passed again. Savings grew slowly. Proud of you, Megan said. I'm calm, I replied. At the cafe, Mom appeared. I won't sit. I said that's fine, she replied. Dad said, we made mistakes. I know, I replied. We're learning, Mom said. So am I replied. Can we reset? Dad asked. Not today, I replied. Mom nodded. I'll call, she said. Please don't, I replied. They left. That went well, Megan said. It was clean, I replied. I walked home alone. The streetlights felt kind. I checked my account. Positive. Honest. Mine. I texted Tyler. Be well. I'm sorry, he replied. I know, I replied. I pinned the note on my wall. It reminded me. Belonging is free. I slept. In the morning, Megan smiled. Coffee, she asked. Yes, I replied. Plans, she asked. Work, I replied. Dreams, she asked. Mine, I replied. My phone stayed quiet. That felt earned. I reread the note. No anger, no blame. Just truth. I whispered thank you. The silence answered kindly. I chose boundaries. I chose peace. I chose myself. Megan, I said. Double quotes. Yes, she replied. Thank you for believing me, always, she said. I breathed deeply. The future waited. I walked forward, each step mine, each choice mine. Freedom felt steady. I smiled. My parents will learn, I said. Or not, Megan replied. I'm okay either way, I said. She nodded. We laughed softly. The note stayed. So did I. Peace grew. Morning came. I was ready for myself. Finally, without asking permission. And that was enough. More than enough. I knew it. At last.